What is up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast channel. Thanks for being here and being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and while you're at it, hit that like. If you're on YouTube, it's like walking in a room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the politics and BS. So I've been just thinking about a whole lot of things when seeing the speed, like it's it's like Fast and Furious, the speed that Trump and Elon Musk and the cronies of this administration are like going to turn back the hands of time, to take away benefits, take away rights, remove statutes and laws and all of the things like that. The speed at which they're trying to get a lot of stuff done. But yet, when the election was happening and it was a lot of Black Republicans, Black conservatives, Black Maga, and these so-called Black conservatives, Black Christians, the so-called Christians that were out here speaking against Kamala Harris. I remember seeing things like it disgusted me. I'm not going to call any names, especially when it comes to these so-called Christians, because a lot of them, they are bullies. A lot of them are so un-Christ-like. Honestly, a lot of them are really ungodly. And it's like, if you don't believe exactly the way that I believe, then we have no use for you. When I thought God was supposed to be about love. So they don't really showcase anything that is loving or godly or godlike, unless they're just talking about, unless you operate and believe the exact way that we believe, then you're not, you're not one of us. And I'm okay with not being like one of them. But to see the things that they were saying about Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris was in a church and she was being prayed for by some pastors, and they thought that was so disgusting. And they were doing videos on YouTube talking about it and saying how these people are terrible representatives of God because they're praying for Kamala Harris, or they're saying that they're endorsing Kamala Harris, but yet you're okay with endorsing. And even if they didn't come out and see, this is the thing about it. They may not have come out and so-called endorsed Donald Trump and Maga, but if you are saying that these people should not be voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, then you absolutely are endorsing Donald Trump. You absolutely were endorsing his racist rhetoric, racist ways, RAPE culture, grab them by the pussy. I just stick my tongue down their throats. I just kiss them. I can't keep my hands off them. I just can't help it. They're just so beautiful. I just do what I want to do. Bought a pageant so that he can walk into the dressing rooms while these young ladies are getting prepared for the pageants, so that he could just walk in and catch them unaware. And I mean, these are just a few examples, I meant to say. Screwing porn stars and then disparaging them after the fact, calling them horsey face, talking about Stormy Daniels. I mean, it's just so much stuff. Doesn't pay for the work that he's had done, that he contracted to have done. This is before he was president, and even after. There were states that were suing because he was not paying for the things that needed to be done to set up the rallies that he would have. There's just so many examples of why this man is so far from what God is, Jesus Christ is, but yet they were okay with people going and voting for this man. And now you have all of the stuff that Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and I honestly should say Elon Musk and Donald Trump, because Elon Musk is leading the way, doing the things that they're doing. They want to dismantle Social Security, which a lot of these people who are in these churches are on and need. They want to destroy Medicaid and Medicare, things that people need. There was a story in the Bible. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day, and I said, I've read the Bible before, and and I'm no Bible scholar, so I can't sit and name all of the scriptures from this book, chapter, such and such verse. No, I may not be able to do all of that, but I pretty much have the premise of it. And there was a story from the Bible where it talked about this rich man who filled up his barns with so much stuff. He was so rich that he wanted to build bigger barns to fill them up with more stuff. And then, one day God was like, your life is required of you, and none of the stuff that you have built up and have acquired in this life you can take with you. He could have been a help to so many people because he had so much, but he just wanted to just build it up and keep it for himself. And I said, you know what? Because that story from the Bible, it didn't give a name for that person. That person did not have a name. And I said, you know what? When I've read that scripture from the Bible, that story, I should say, from the Bible before, even though there have been a lot of terrible people from history that we have heard about and some, known about, I never really put a name on that person to say, oh, this is like this person. Not even Donald Trump. I mean, we could say he's similar, but that reminds me of Elon Musk. Elon Musk right now has been, even though he's lost a lot of money because of the things that are going on with the protests and stocks crashing, prices tumbling for Tesla. Right now, he's still labeled as the wealthiest man in the world, not the country, in the world. Think about that. So I was like, that story from the Bible about that rich man who just has so much. And then just one day it was like, yeah, it's time to go meet your maker. You're out of here. You can't take anything that you built up with you. I said, that reminds me of Elon Musk. Because why is it you have so much? You have so much and then you can't help the people that need it? It's not going to cause you to miss any meals. It's not going to cause you to miss anything that you need or even really want to spread the wealth around. And I'm not saying that it's his responsibility to take care of the world, but just because it may not be his responsibility to take care of the world, it should not be his goal to try to dismantle the world and lives of so many people who rely on the things that they have been getting. It's not right. It's not right. So, the point of me even talking about this, because I don't want this to be very long, you had all of these people that were out here that were just saying everything negative that they could think of about the Democrats. They've never done this for black people. They've never done that for black people. And here's the thing. I'm not going to sit and say that they are a great party or a great group of people. I've said this over and over again. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not either party. But I damn sure would never vote against, in terms of me living here in this country, I would never vote against my best personal interest of living here. And I don't see anything with regards to the compare and contrast that would make it seem like this makes sense to vote for Republicans and anyone in this so-called Maga movement, to vote for them over anyone that would be in the Democratic Party. Because yeah, the Democratic Party may not have done anything specifically for black people, but I haven't seen where they have done anything specifically to take away from black people. And we can say for sure that that is exactly what Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Maga, and Republicans have been doing. They have been doing things to take away from black people. So you're okay with putting the focus on Kamala Harris and, oh, well, she's not going to do anything specifically for black people. And they kept playing that clip, which I did a video where I showed the entirety of that interview where she was talking about that, where, how they like to do the sound bites on social media, and they just played the clip of her saying, am I going to do something specifically for black people? No, but that's not the context of what she was saying. And that is actually not what she said. What she was basically saying was, what I have to do as the president of the United States, I'm the president for everyone. And in order to get things through, I cannot do things that are just going to be specifically only to benefit black people, but I can for damn sure do things that are going to benefit black people. And I don't see where Donald Trump, Maga, Elon Musk, the Republicans, the black conservatives, or any of those people that were coming here and, doing things, saying things on social media to put the focus on Kamala Harris and Democrats in a negative way. I don't see what they have been putting the highlight and the focus on the things that are going to take away from black people. And check this out, the hypocrisy of it. And I have a post on my community wall on YouTube where I showed where, it talks about America first. There's a picture where it shows where they are talking about America first, and it's all white people, and they had signs up saying stop race mixing. If it wasn't for Democrats, a lot of these black so-called conservatives, they wouldn't have been able to marry their other ethnicity spouses if it wasn't for, those people that pushed for equality and rights for all and whatever, because they were not for that stuff that you all are doing. Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, Candace Owens, just to name a few. So the hypocrisy of it all is dumb. It's what can we expect from these stupid people? Because the fast and furious speed with Elon Musk and Donald Trump and this MAGA crew of all the stuff they're trying to dismantle and destroy and take away is crazy. So I want to know, where are you now? I don't want to hear anything about where's Kamala Harris. She tried. What more do you want from her? Like Tyrese so famously screamed on a video, what more do you want from me? What more do you want from her? She tried. She stepped in with a little over 100 days left in the campaign. And for the numbers, because we know all Donald Trump does is lie. So they want to make it seem like it was this huge amount of people that voted for him. But no, it actually wasn't. I'm going to do a separate video talking about that. And I'm in my car, guys. So, of course, I have a motorcycle behind me that's just making a lot of noise. So I'm going to try to wrap this up in a moment. But I just want to say, where are all the black conservatives, black MAGA, all of the people that were just so against Kamala Harris and was putting the focus on how terrible she's going to be for this country? And now Donald Trump and MAGA are doing everything to get rid of rights and get rid of things that have benefited. It may not be perfect. Of course it's not. But like I said, the Democrats, you want to say they haven't done anything specifically for the black community, and you were out here talking about tangibles and we're not giving our vote unless you give us intangibles. What are you going to do for us? Well, Donald Trump and Project 2025, they told you what they're going to take away from you. So now what you're going to do? And I don't want to hear anything about, we need to build up our own communities and stuff like that, because you should have already been doing that. If you had all of this talk, all of this mouth, all of this so-called wisdom and intelligence before, then why haven't you done it before now? Why haven't you done it before now? So I just, it's just so much more I could say. But yeah, I was thinking about it, and it was like all of the talk that they were doing about Democrats are terrible. Kamala Harris is not it. Don't vote for her. Don't go out and vote. And yes, some of you may not have said, I endorse Donald Trump, but you didn't have to do it because you took away votes from Kamala Harris. You already know a lot of black people don't vote anyway, which is crazy to me. And if you have the right to vote, why not do it? Because you already see the lengths that they go to disenfranchise your vote, because they really don't want you voting anyway. And so to not exercise that privilege, it's a privilege to be honest with you, to not exercise that privilege at this point in all of these years and think that the things that you may have now, you may be living nice. You may be making money. But it's not everybody. There's a lot of Black people that they just don't have it like that. But you will grift off of that community for the sake of your own life and lifestyle and make money off of them selling them things and selling them hopes and dreams. And then you making money off of the views that you express on your social media platforms and monetizing that. I just don't think it's right. But it's not right. It's not just, I don't think it's right. I know it's not right. And it just makes me angry when I see things like that. And now that here we are, it's been 2 months at this point, literally, because today's 22nd. So it's literally been 2 months since this fool got the opportunity to occupy the White House again. And here we are, and they are trying their best to take away a lot of things that took a whole lot of years, a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears. People fighting for things that they didn't even get the opportunity to live and benefit from. They did it for you. And then you sat on your lazy ass, your selfish ass, and, really worked against Kamala Harris. And now you have this racist fool. And I'm talking about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. F Elon and the felon. Yeah. That's crazy to me that they would do what they did to disenfranchise Kamala from having the opportunity to be the president. And now you have this fool in office and he's working against you. I just am disgusted by it. So yeah, where are they? Where are they? And the so-called Black Christians and Black conservatives and, the ones that were out here so offended that Kamala Harris was invited to churches to speak and to talk about politics. They're so against Jamal Bryant, who I'm not a big fan of. I'm not even going to lie about that. But I don't blame him for trying to look out for the people that he serves in his church that look like him. But they're so against Jamal Bryant getting up in the church, getting up in the pulpit, talking about politics. And they would do videos talking about him in a negative way. But yet I don't see any of them doing videos talking about the stuff that Donald Trump is doing that is negative for a lot of the people that look like them. And I was about to say something, but I'm not even going to go there. But look, when it comes to these people, a lot of them are just a bunch of hypocrites. And the ones that are in the church sector that do these videos where all they do is talk about other pastors and talk about how this person is so terrible, whatever. That's pretty much all you do. That's all you do. And you make money off of that. But what are you doing? Because you are not doing anything that's benefiting the people that look like you. But anyway, I digress. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.